Hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you for your patience with my overly flexible start time today. Yesterday I was still after the posted start time, but earlier than usual, and this time I'm way later than usual. But anyway, you guys are used to that. So this is going to be a group energy healing live stream where I heal 130 people in 9 different countries. And it is the second in the set of 2 healings. And the theme is nudge yourself forward. So we're trying to inspire, we will be creating unblocking and healing so that, because it's spring now, right? Yesterday was the first day of spring, 2023. So, but so that is a little bit of a boost, like the earth is starting to, wake up a little, if you're in the northern hemisphere, which most all my clients are. So that's a little boost, but it's not enough a lot of times, if your energy isn't right. And then you're like, my gosh, it's spring and I don't even feel inspired. So we want to do the things to your energy that can help you to feel like everyone thinks you should feel in spring. Inspired, motivated. It's good when that actually happens. So we're working on that today. Oh, good. Thanks so much for my confirmations. Someone says I can see and hear you. Someone else says can see and hear you from Los Osos, California, 55 degrees and continued rain. Lots of rain emojis and thunder emojis, lightning emojis. Here, we probably will get up to 50 today, but it is cloudy. Again, rainy and cloudy. But that's okay. It's spring. I want to turn on one more light. I don't know if it'll really help, but I'm going to do it anyway. All right. That's my sunlight lamp that I just turned on. So it tricks my brain into thinking I'm in the sunshine. All right, so today I am very excited. I mean, you would think with late start time I'm not excited, but I am excited about today's healing. Oh, and plus I have a new image to show. Yay, that's the pelvis, the pelvic the bones of the pelvis right there, showing the pelvic bowl as we've been working on unblocking the pelvic bowl. And we'll do that again today, if for no other reason than I want to show off my drawing. This is actually a screenshot. This is a screenshot from one of my videos. I have a video just walking people through healing the bones of the pelvis and the joints, unblocking the energy of where the joints are when where those bones come together. So I could link that video later. I'll link that below. Okay, but anyway, so enough of that. So today, in addition to unblocking the pelvic bowl again, which is the bone, the bowl shape that is formed by the bones of the pelvis, and then you find energy blocks within that, and you give to your angels, to the extent that's healthy and gentle to do at one time. But okay. I was looking, thank you for your surveys. If you did like a last minute survey, I didn't read it yet, but I read them up till like late last night. And I was looking, and we've been doing this pretty powerful technique like 2 days ago in the Sunday healing. of this set, and then also healing 3 of 3 of the last set, the triplet set. But I mean, I think 2 days ago in that Sunday healing, it was even more thorough. We cleared what I'm calling group pain, which is copies of pain of like large groups of people, like like everyone in your nation or everyone on the planet, so it's people, it's energy blocks that other people have, and you have a copy of all of that. You can have a copy of all of that, like wrapped around the outside of your auras, like multiple walls wrapped around you, or you can have some of that within you. You can have it wrapped around your 7th to 8th chakra connection right there, and that kind of stifles it a lot, so that's not good. So certainly we melted that away to the extent that's healthy and gentle to do. And then we even did the astral body system and unblocked it separately from the physical body system. So we did it an extra time. So we unblocked in general, getting rid of the group pain. And then we did it just for your astral body system and just for your physical body system separately, just to make sure, because some people, it was clearing much more from one system than the other. And it's good to, get it all out to the extent that's healthy and gentle to do it one time. So anyway, so that, you would think taking that pressure, that burden of, having copies of everyone's pain all around you, that would really brighten up and lighten up people's space and their mood as well. And for maybe 40% of people, it really did. And they definitely even consciously noticed it. And I can visually see, more color and vividness in the layers of their regular auras. But it's not as much as you would think, like the brightening up. And I was looking at what is up with that, because, you take off so much burden, your space should kind of wake up and be like, woo, and I noticed that for the majority of people, their major chakras, the 7 physical body chakras along the physical body spine, the 7 astral body chakras along the astral body spine, they're not generating enough energy. Like, not everybody, but, maybe out of the 130 people, probably 110 people, their chakras aren't generating enough energy. Meaning, I mean, they may feel okay just because they're used to feeling that way, but it's like, if their chakras generated more energy, the aura would unblock more easily, because chakras are like motors and they generate energy and they keep the flow going within the aura layer that they're managing. So like, for example, your 5th chakra, energy goes in your 5th chakra from your 5th layer in the front, and then goes out the back to the back of your 5th layer and wraps all the way around, even under you in your 5th layer to come in again in the front. So the 5th chakra is working hard to keep this unblocked and help you release down to down your grounding, whatever is not you. And, so it's like a little air purifier, for your aura layer. And so there's a certain amount of energy that can be generated to make that work better. And so then the blocks don't really have as much of an opportunity to just hang out and, make your aura layer really heavy and generally darker. But it could be any energy that's not yours, that just is easier for that energy to stay there if you're not generating enough. If you're generating enough, then it's like a big dishwasher and your energy is scrubbing out everything else from the layer. So that's what I'm going to work on today. Probably the main thing. There will be other things that help with that and contribute to it, but that's the main thing probably, is to tinker with the major chakras so that they generate more energy in most cases. I mean, some people, their chakras generate enough already and they have really good flow, so their aura is very vivid already, vividly colored. Meaning, if you use the rainbow system, then, you set your first chakra to a red, or second chakra to orange, third chakra to yellow, fourth chakra to green, fifth chakra to a light blue, sixth chakra to a deep blue, and seventh chakra in the top of your head to a purple color. And so then it'd be, the layers would be the same colors, because the first chakra at the base of your spine generates this layer right up against your body. So the layers, if you had your vividness, it would be red, orange, yellow, green, light blue, deep blue, purple. So we're going to tweak the chakras so they generate more energy, and that should help. And then we're going to work on unblocking the chakra rivers, which is pretty easy. Those, you know, like when I said, like the fifth chakra, it pulls energy in from the fifth layer of the aura, right? And so that space where the pathway, the river, that, you know, the fifth layer energy comes into the fifth chakra, I call that your front fifth chakra river. And then the fifth chakra pushes your fifth chakra energy back out to the fifth layer. And so that real estate in the back there, that river, I call that your back fifth chakra river. So you have a front fifth chakra river and a back fifth chakra river, you know, just in between the layer and the chakra itself. So, you know, your first chakra river doesn't exactly exist because your first chakra is right up against your body. So there's no like visible river, you know, but the space directly in front of and directly behind the chakra is of course very important. But say for your fifth chakra or your sixth chakra river, you know, that's the longest one because your sixth chakra is out here. Well, your seventh chakra river is the longest one because your seventh chakra is in the top of your head, and it pushes energy all the way out to your seventh layer, which is your outermost layer. And then that flows down like a nice purple waterfall down your seventh layer. And then this is the bottom of your seventh layer. And your seventh chakra pulls your seventh chakra energy all the way up into the bottom of your seventh chakra again, spins it around and shoots it out. So your seventh chakra rivers are the biggest. This lower seventh chakra river going from all the way down here, the bottom of your seventh layer, all the way up into your seventh chakra. That's the longest river. And then this one's pretty long too. Seventh chakra, the upper seventh chakra river. So anyway, we're going to unblock those chakra rivers. And that'll help brighten up the layer as well and make it more vivid. And the point is not that your aura needs to be like a pretty picture. It's just that that vividness is an indication of that you have a lot of your energy there and not a lot of impurities, you know, messing with the color of it. You can have somebody that matches your own color. So like in your first layer, they're hiding in there at red and you're at red, but it's rare. Usually it's pretty obvious, you know, like someone will be in your first layer and it'll be white or it'll be black, you know, so it's really obvious because you're like, hey, that's not red. That's one of the reasons why the rainbow system is so helpful, because then you know, it's like, okay, fifth layer, that should be light blue because I set my fifth chakra to light blue. So let me check out my fifth layer. What is that? That's some yellow there. Who's that? Oh, that's my mother. And just wash her out with gold light. So anyway, so we're going to work on the vividness of the aura layers because that means that you're way more present. You have more of your energy there. And that should translate to feeling better and functioning much better. So I think sometimes, like there was one person who filled out our survey and she said, I could definitely feel my mood getting lighter during and after the healing, but then it didn't last. And I think that's a good example of what I'm saying is when the first healing 2 days ago, when we cleared a lot of the group pain, it did brighten up people's spaces, but then if your chakras aren't generating enough energy, it's like a weak dishwasher. So the stagnation just kind of builds up again because you're not scrubbing it out well enough because you don't have enough energy from your chakras, flowing through those regular aura layers. So hopefully there would be more lasting positive effects if we can get the chakras to, in a lasting way, generate enough energy. So we'll see. But, however you feel after the healing, like the day after the healing or a couple days, since this is the last healing in the set, people can take a few days to fill out their surveys if they want. So we'll see how people feel, and you know, I'll study that. And this is the final healing of March, final group healing of March. So, you know, that's why I teach people how to heal yourself, so that you know what to do to keep yourself functioning and well for the rest of, you know, the month, the other 10 days, and then the other week until the April triplet set starts on April 7th. Okay, so yeah, so we're gonna tweak the major chakras so they generate enough energy so you have more colorful flowing auras, hopefully in a more lasting way. We're gonna unblock the chakra rivers and a little bit on the top and the bottom of each aura layer of regular auras. We may unblock people's spiritual path. I'm gonna see if that's necessary. Sometimes when you do a lot of unblocking somewhere and you get more power, then other things automatically unblock. So I may not need to like actually unblock the spiritual path. It may just unblock more because of what the other stuff we're doing. So I'll watch that. Okay. So let's see. Yeah, that's all I needed to say. So now I'll catch up on comments, and then we'll do the little 3 minutes of quiet before. Well, and then at the last of those minutes, I'll be starting the healing. So you'll see me move my hands like that. That's what I usually do when I'm starting the healing. And then about a minute after that, I'll be talking out loud, and the bulk of this live stream will be me doing the healing on the 130 people, and I'll talk out loud for the most part as I do it. So I'll be explaining, and you could use that explanation as a walkthrough if you want, and heal yourself as you watch. But just to remind people, because I had a newbie asking about it yesterday, so, you know, just in case people are watching that are unclear on it, the watching part is completely optional. If you purchase a set of these healings, like this twin set of 2 healings, what you get is me healing you for the 2 healings. Whether you watch live or not doesn't matter. The healing is me sending gold light to specific chakras and specific block places, and so that you can repair and unblock. So if you watch live, some people get more out of it that way, but plenty of people don't watch live, and that's fine. And you could watch later, you know, and practice along with it if you want. But even that's optional. Just, you know, all sorts of different people get these healings, and some people are extraordinarily motivated. Some people are literally pro healers that get these healings, and, you know, so they study all the techniques, and other people are very motivated self-healers, and they study all the techniques. But, you know, sometimes you don't have time or whatever. Yeah, there are all sorts of different levels of people's motivation, and that's fine. Do what you need to do. Okay, so someone says, I didn't get a survey for the Sunday healing. Yeah, something's up with your email, because you emailed me that, and I emailed you the survey again, and I confirmed that I had emailed it to you the first time. So I'm thinking maybe your email system has decided that my emails are junk. So you might want to look into that. Check your junk folder. Or maybe I haven't gotten an inbox full message from you. So I send them. I've been sending them. You should have gotten 3 emails by now. The Saturday night email that everybody got, the Sunday night survey email that everybody got, and then I sent you specifically a Monday evening email in response to your email to me that you didn't get the survey. So there's that. But, you know, if you're still not getting it, you know, definitely check your junk folder, and otherwise maybe give me a different email, because I'm sending it. Someone says, hi, Janet. Thank you for healing my adult kids. Yes, my pleasure. So it says, hey Janet, we can see and hear you in Chicago, 48 degrees Fahrenheit and partly cloudy. Well, it's not bad. Not so bad. Someone says, if it's not one thing, it's your mother. There you go. It's your mother in your space. Someone says, you explaining the aura like a dirty ball around me is kicking in my OCD cleaning tendencies, LOL. Well, that's probably good. Yeah. It's not bad to be OCD about cleaning your aura up, I guess. I always feel like a low level. I mean, you know, I'm using the term OCD loosely, which I think you are too. I think a low level of OCD, you know, where you just like things a certain way, you know, that can be healthy. You know, it can motivate you to clean up your kitchen or do your laundry or, you know, sweep your floors. So, you know, you can aim for that healthy level of OCD energy healing. All right, cool. All right, now I will finally be quiet for about 3 minutes. And as I finish my prep and say hello telepathically to the 130 people, make sure they, on a spirit level, are aware that the healing is starting. So thanks for your patience with my 3 minutes of quiet time. Too hot. Ouch. All right, thanks for waiting. So when you heal yourself, you can make a copy out in front of you of yourself. So if your copy is everything, your copy can be, you know, just your shoulder if you're healing your shoulder, or just your foot if you're healing your foot. But you could start out with healing everything. So that would be like all 17 of your auras, your astral body, your physical body, or your astral body aura, physical body aura, and then your 15 Wei Qi auras, which are strong boundaries energy. So your 17 auras, just comb through them. They're all roughly in the same place if you're present and awake and functioning properly. So, you know, the sort of the rough view of it would be like one big bubble, but it's really 17 bubbles in the same place. And you can have rips in the aura. We're going to work on that for aura repair. We'll repair those. But then you have your two groundings, your astral body grounding and your physical body grounding. And those connect you to the core of the earth. And so it allows you to release as efficiently as possible down to the core of the earth, whatever is blocking you up. And also to bring up as much earth energy as you need from the core of the earth. So let's focus on grounding. Grounding is the first of the 4 essentials that, you know, if you're messed up or if you just want to quickly fix yourself up, do your 4 essentials: grounding, aura repair, creative ring repair, chakra repair. And that's what we're going to be doing first in these healings, always. Until I decide otherwise. But anyway, so grounding, go ahead and redo your grounding. Make it big and wide as your auras. So as wide as probably the heel of the palm of your hand if you stretch out your arms like that. So your grounding, make it red or orange or yellow, and you make that color with your intention. You don't have to be able to see energy yet. And make it go all the way down to the core of the earth and stay wide all the way down. And also come wide all the way up to your 3rd chakra. So your 3rd chakra is where your sternum bone ends there. That's your 3rd chakra. It helps you with taking action, productivity, finishing projects, starting projects, also good sleep, ironically. So a lot of contrast with the 3rd chakra. But anyway, so red or orange or yellow grounding all the way up as high as your 3rd chakra. And you can make a copy of your grounding out in front of you then, both groundings, physical body grounding and astral body grounding, and have them be both the same color, red or orange or yellow. And use your hands to comb through this copy of your groundings and set the hand chakras, the hand chakra in the palm of each hand and your fingertip chakras, one at each fingertip, set those to be a metallic gold color, like this glitter, so that the energy they're generating as they spin is metallic gold and in color. And that is a nice color. It's fast moving, but not too fast. So it's good for repairing and releasing energy. So you're washing out your groundings with the gold light from your hands. And you want to look for the blocks and melt them away with the gold light. All right, so that's grounding and unblocking your grounding. So now let's do indie grounding. So indie grounding is where you still use the copies of your groundings, and you use gold light along the outer surface and melt away any connections between your grounding and other people's grounding, because that messes everything up. Well, it's worse for them, it's worse for you. So just melt away those connections so that your grounding is indie or independent, and it goes all the way down without hooking into other people's grounding. So even if you really, really, really care about somebody, even somebody like a child or a pet or something, they're better off with their grounding going straight down to the core of the earth and not hooking into yours. If it hooks into yours, then your junk can go into their grounding, their junk can go into your grounding. So that's not good. And also you could have hard objects stuck that people have thrown, stuck into the outer surface of your groundings. So since you're checking the outer surface anyway, you can melt those hard objects away with gold light. All right, so that's indie grounding. So then let's do aura repair of your 17 auras. So you imagine them all out in front of you, all 17. So your astral body aura, physical body aura, and the 15 Wei Qi auras. I'm going to spell out Wei Qi. Wei Qi is a traditional Chinese medicine concept. Wei Qi. And the fact that there are 15 Wei Qi auras is not strictly traditional Chinese medicine. It's something that angels explained to me. So they're like gold, flowy, misty gold force fields that you have. So they don't have chakras, they don't have layers. They're just 15 of them, and they're awesome and helpful. So comb through all your 17 auras and just check for rips intuitively, visually, with your imagination, whatever way you can. And that's just good to be able to do diagnostically, to just check really quickly and be like, do I have rips in my auras? Do I need to do aura repair? But we're just going to go ahead and do it. And when in doubt, just do it. So we're going to use composite copy technique, which is very nice, even if you're a newbie, because you don't have to be able to see energy to do it. So you make a copy of a rip and you say with your intention, okay, this rip represents all the rips in my 17 auras that are healthy and gentle to repair. And so then as you repair this composite copy rip, you're repairing all those rips, right? So your composite copy represents all the rips in your regular auras, all your 17 auras that are healthy and gentle to repair. You want to clean out this rip first to make sure it repairs fully. And if you can't see, that's, you may be like, well, I don't know when it's clean enough. So you can use sticky gold wax, and that way you don't have to be able to see. So sticky gold wax is gold light from your hands that hardens and sticks to everything that's not you. So fill up the rip with sticky gold wax, and then you lift out all the junk with the wax all as a big lump, and you say, angels, here you go. Give it to your angels. And do that again. Fill up your rip with sticky gold wax, lift out all the junk in a big lump. Angels, here you go. So now your rip will be pretty clean enough, and you can use more gold light to start that repair process going and get it to keep going. So the gold light is causing the rip to grow back and repair itself. All right, so if you were in a rush, you only had 2 seconds, that's what you would be doing. You'd be just doing that one time repair. But if you want to be a little thorough, you can recognize that sometimes there's like 1 or 2 or 3 rips left over that were a little stubborn, and so they still need repair. So you make a second composite copy that represents the leftover rips that you have in your 17 auras, and you repair that one same way. So sticky gold wax, fill it up, lift out the junk. Angels, here you go. Sticky gold wax, fill it up, lift out the junk. Angels, here you go. And then repair this rip that represents all your remaining rips that are healthy and gentle to repair right now. All right, great. So that's aura repair, repairing the rips. But then we're going to do extra things just to be thorough. So you can have leftover hardness either on the outer surface or in the inner layers, like in one part, maybe there's like a couple layers of hardness. So that's aura scarring or bruising. And so just lump all that in one spot. Put copies of all your aura scarring and all your aura bruising in one spot so that we can melt it away with cold light. Because the hardness weakens your auras. So we don't want that. So put all your aura scarring and aura bruising copies in one place and then melt it all away with gold light from your hands. Oh. All right, one more time. Maybe you have some leftover aura scarring, aura bruising. So put all those copies out in front of you of your aura scarring and your aura bruising, and use lots of gold light and melt it away. All right, great. Let's do sticky gold wax to get rid of hard objects that could be stuck anywhere in your auras, or your groundings, or your chakras, or anywhere. Plus invasive beings, invasive people, and some energy blocks you want to get rid of. So just sticky gold wax the whole thing, the outer surfaces of your auras especially, because you don't want hard objects there, that would mess up your repair. So just sticky gold wax the outer surfaces of your groundings and your auras, and then the inner, everywhere inside. Sticky gold wax, have the wax stick to everything that's not you that you're ready to get rid of, especially hard objects, but everything else too. Invasive beings, invasive people. And you're going to move out the gold wax with all that junk and give it to your angels. So a couple deep breaths as you do that. Move out the wax and the junk. Angels, here you go. There you go. One more time. Sticky gold wax it all. Have the wax stick to the junk. Then deep breath. Move out the wax and the junk. Angels, here you go. Couple deep breaths. So now we can just finish the repair. Just extra gold light around the outer surface. I'll make sure any little leaks are repaired. At this point, that's all you might have is little leaks left over. All right, good. So that's aura repair, the detailed version of it. So then you can recreate your gold buffer zones. That just takes a second. And as always, I will link a video below on gold buffer zones that you could learn them if you want. 18-minute video teaches aura repair and gold buffer zones, which slow the rate of aura damage if you use them properly. Okay, so let's do creative ring, repair and unblocking, the enhanced version. Okay, so creative rings are above your head, 1, 2, 3. They're gold creative rings, and they're cool. They generate gold light all the time, as if they're like a chakra, but they look like 3 gold rings, not like a chakra. A chakra shape is a cylinder, but these are actually 3 separate gold rings. But they function like a chakra in that they're generating energy all the time unless they're messed up. So they could be messed up. They could be broken or damaged or cracked, or have a lot of cords going into them, be irritated. So we don't want that. So we're going to fix them up so that they generate lots of gold light. And that gold light gets sent down to your major chakras, which is very helpful. And also, if we're doing the enhanced version of unblocking, we're getting rid of any junk inside the rings so that the gold light also can be a nice force field within the rings, like in the middle there, and that helps to protect this whole area, because people can throw energy down to try to mess with the meridians and chakras here that are very important. So, if we do the enhanced version of unblocking, then there'll be a nice big gold force field, so it'll be harder for anyone to mess with your 7th chakra in the top of your head. So anyway, that was explained. So now we will do so just make a copy of your 3 gold creative rings. Use lots of gold light. Let the gold light repair any broken parts, any cracks. Let the gold light melt away any cords. Oh. So make sure you get all the damage first, you know, like cracks, broken pieces. Just use so much gold light that it grows back, and so it's a nice smooth ring without all that damage. And do that for all three of them. And you can turn the rings upside down and just check the undersides, because you can get scratches on the undersides of the rings. And we don't want that. So use gold light, let that heal up. And you can turn your copy right side up again. Check for cords going into the rings. The ring flaps, there are flaps around the outer surface of each of the three rings. So this would be like a top-down view right here, with the flaps irritated and open, because you have cords going in, sending energy and irritating the ring. So once you melt all the cords, then the flaps won't look like this. It'll just look like a ring with nice smooth surface without flaps sticking out. The flaps would fall shut and be like, that's how there would be a nice smooth surface there. So just keep melting cords, pairs of cords going in to your creative rings. And you can even, just to get like a sense of what's going on, you can imagine there would be invasive beings and invasive people. Those are the two sort of categories of things that would be messing with your creative rings. Invasive beings meaning just, you know, little spirits that don't have bodies, they're not people. Invasive people meaning like your mother-in-law or somebody. So you could imagine that like a bunch of balloons with strings, with pairs of strings going down into your creative rings, you know, the cords from the beings or the people. And you can put the balloons that are beings to one side and the balloons that are invasive people to another side, just so you can kind of see how many of each. And then for the balloons that are invasive people, that represent invasive people, just say, angels, can you recycle all of these beings? So basically you're saying, angels, can you recycle any beings messing with my creative rings? And then for the people there, just melt the cords. Don't do anything to the people, but just melt, use gold light and melt away the little balloon strings, right? Just melt away those. So then, and you can just say, bye, go talk to your angels, go check your body, bye, have a good day, take a deep breath. So they all kind of go back to their bodies. And then just check that should have gotten the flaps closer to being closed and relaxed and you know, flush with the ring, but maybe not fully. You know, it can take a couple times. So just check again for invasive beings. Angels, can you recycle those invasive beings? And check for invasive people and just melt those cords. And we can do unblocking as well. That can help the flaps relax. So just sticky gold wax the whole thing. You can sticky gold wax your 7th chakras too, which are right below there. So have the wax stick to the cords, the beings, the people, whatever, the blocks. And then sticky gold wax your creative rings, including the inner surface, because we want to get the junk off of that inner surface of your rings. So sticky gold wax the whole thing and have the wax stick to the junk and move out the junk all at once. Angels, here you go. Deep breath, breathe into your hips, your shoulders, your head, your feet. Okay, sticky gold wax again, your creative rings and your 7th chakra, and all around. Have the wax stick to the junk, move out the junk. Angels, here you go. A couple deep breaths. So now check those flaps on your creative rings, see if they have fallen shut. Again, check for invasive beings. Angels, can you recycle any invasive beings messing with my creative rings? Any invasive people, just melt the cords going to those people. front of your rings. And when the creative rings flaps fall shut, there's usually a nice chain reaction with all the rings and then all your major chakras along your spine. Most of those flaps fall shut as well, which is good. The only ones that won't fall shut is like if there's still a cord somewhere or some damage somewhere. But to a large extent, you just kicked out a lot of people out of your space, which is good. All right, so that is, and then I guess we'll just make sure the inner surface of your creative rings is doesn't have like hard crustiness. Just lift out the hard crustiness, angels, here you go. Lift out that inner surface, hard crustiness, angels, here you go. One more time, lift out the hard crusty surface, angels, here you go. You want the inside of the rings to be able to send gold light inside too, so the rings send energy in all directions basically. Okay, great. So that is creative ring repair and unblocking, the enhanced version. So now we will do chakra repair and unblocking. And we will do, as we usually do, all your major and minor chakras at the same time. We use composite copy technique, where you make a copy of one, a chakra. The main shape of a chakra is an open cylinder. So like here I have a little visual aid. So this is this is yellow, so that would be a nice third chakra color, third chakra. And this is probably a little larger than your actual third chakra, but whatever, you get the idea. So the round opening would be in the front and then the back. So anyway, you make a composite copy that could look like this. It's just energy, but it's an open cylinder shape. And as you repair this composite copy representing all your major and minor chakras, you will be repairing all your major and minor chakras and unblocking them. So let's do that. So you have your copy, composite copy of all your major and minor chakras. Minor chakras includes all the acupuncture chakras and all the chakras within like big energy channels that keep the flow going. So just use your composite copy of the open cylinder and just use gold light from your hands and repair. So the damage could look like cracks or big chunks missing or scratches or gashes. Or in the case of like a minor chakra, like one of your acupuncture points, it could be like completely crumpled or shattered. So we don't want that. So just use gold light so that these chakras can rebuild themselves. And keep breathing. And melt the cords. Mostly they'll be pairs of cords going into the round openings on the sides. These sides, that's where the flaps would be. They're flaps in the outer surface, and they get irritated, and they would stick out like that. But you don't want that. You don't want the flaps to stick out. You want them to fall shut so that it's nice and smooth here, and so the energy your energy flows in and out the chakra through the round openings. But it's much harder for people to cord you if the flaps, these outer flaps, are shut. So just melt cords so that the flaps can relax and fall shut. And again, you can imagine, balloons representing invasive beings, to one side, balloons representing invasive people to another side, and each balloon has a pair of cords going into somewhere in the chakra. And so just, any invasive beings messing with your chakras and cording them, just say, angels, can you recycle all these beings? And any invasive people, just leave them alone, don't do anything to them, but just melt the cords as they go into your chakras. Just melt the cords, and that will take care of that. And then you could, if you feel like those people balloons are still hanging out, you could just say, hey, go talk to your angels, go check your body, go have a good day, go take a deep breath, something like that. Any of the above, or all of the above. If you do have someone who's especially aggressive and persistent, you could talk to them about karma. Just remind them, not like in a spooky way, because that's bad karma for you. But if you're just being very literal and trying to be empathetic and just say, well, this isn't good karma for you to keep harming my chakras. So I just want to remind you of that, and maybe ask your angels to explain to you about karma. Yeah, that's okay if you just remind people, because people do get themselves into a lot of trouble just subconsciously, trying to harm others. And if you remind them about karma, it could help them to stop. So you're just melting cords, letting those chakra flaps relax. And again, check for any balloons representing beings messing with your chakras, and just say, angels, can you recycle these beings messing with my chakras? And then if there are any cords coming from invasive people, just melt the cords. All right. So then the theme is nudge yourself forward. So as we're working on a composite copy that represents all your major and minor chakras, you can lift out any baggage that's in the way of you moving forward. So to the extent that's healthy and gentle to do right now. Okay, so you have your composite copy chakra, right? And you just imagine any baggage, maybe, it would be like hard energy wrapped around the outer surface or stuffed inside there, or like stacked up around the round openings. And just imagine all that hard junk, whatever's healthy and gentle to get rid of, so that you can move forward, and just lift out the junk and give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Or you could blow up the junk, or you could melt it with gold light. So again, imagine your composite copy of representing all your major and minor chakras, and imagine the hard junk around it that's healthy and gentle to get rid of, and removing it would help you move forward, and just lift out that junk and give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. And maybe you have a project or several, or some kind of personal growth issue that's really close to your heart. Like maybe you're trying to get a new job, or you're trying to figure out some issue that you're working on, or you want to hear your angels better, or you want to finish your taxes, or all sorts of things. You want to sleep better, whatever is close to your heart, whatever growth issues are close to your heart. Think of the blocks that are in the way of that, and the healthy and gentle amount to get rid of right now, and just lift out those blocks in the way of your personal growth issues, and give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. Again, lift out any blocks in the way of you moving forward on your personal growth issues, and lift out the blocks. Angels, here you go. All right, so that was chakra repair and unblocking in general, and also for the theme of nudge yourself forward. All right, so that's our 4 essentials: grounding, or repair, creative ring repair, chakra repair. So good job. All right, so I'm going to do a quick version of clearing group pain. Sorry about that, my dog is noisy. He's a sweetheart, but he gets a little dramatic. Trauma, trauma, trauma. So clearing group pain. Okay, so like I said, you can have pain. It's basically copies of other people's energy blocks. And you can have copies. It's not like every single energy block from everybody on the planet, but you know, it's a bunch. So you can have that. I'm calling it group pain. It could be pain from everyone on the planet. It could be pain from just people in your nation, your country, or your ethnic group, your religious group, your gender group, you know, all sorts of different giant groups that you may identify with, even subconsciously. So we don't want that, because carrying copies of their energy blocks doesn't make anyone stronger. Doesn't help anybody at all. So you can just imagine like a mini you, right? So all your auras, your groundings, all your chakras, your bodies are in there. And just wash out all that group pain from within your energy systems. Just use gold light and wash out, to the extent that's healthy and gentle, just wash out that group pain. You can imagine it like sort of like a dark gray haze, and just like let it wash out with the gold light. Let the gold light wash it all the way out so that it goes to the core of the earth, and then it'll just dissolve and go back as cleaned up energy to where it belongs. So wash that group pain. And again, it can look like a gray, muddy haze, like a gray-black muddy haze or smokiness. Just wash it all out, all the way down to the core of the earth. And then the two other places are very important that you can have group pain is wrapped around the outside of your auras, like walls, and also wrapped around your 7th to 8th connection. So your 7th chakra in the top of your head. Your 8th chakra is an energy center that looks like a gold sun shining down on you, but it's an energy center. So if here's the top of your aura, then it could be a foot above the top of that, or even 10 feet above the top of that. It gets closer and further away depending on how engaged you are with what you're doing at the moment. So like if you're watching some trashy TV show, it might not be super close, which is okay, you know. So anyway, so think of, again, the mini you, a mini version of your entire energy system, and look for any walls of group pain around the outside of your auras, and just use gold light. And you want to be aware of the ones that are healthy and gentle to clear right now, so then you get to melt all the ones that you can see or imagine. So just melt away all these walls of group pain wrapped around the outside of your auras. And then you can have it wrapped around the outside of your 7th to 8th connection. So just imagine your 7th to 8th connection. You have two of them, one to your physical 7th, one to your astral 7th. You could imagine them both at the same time. And just unblock that connection first, so it's a nice little gold cord with a gold river flowing in it. And it can be a pretty significant flow, you know, as much as you need. Just imagine any blocks within that flow and melt them away. Especially if you're trying to have clarity and wisdom, you know, this is a very good flow to work your 7th to 8th connection. And then around the outside of that connection, you can have walls of this group pain. So just imagine what's healthy and gentle to clear and melt it away. Okay, so that's clearing group pain, and that can feel good. And some people don't feel the difference. It depends on how attuned you are to the weight of what that was doing to you. Some people, you know, they may function better, but they don't notice it. But other people, they're like, "What did you just do? That's amazing." So, um, so anyway, that's clearing group pain from within you and outside, wrapped around the outside of your auras and wrapped around the outside of your 7th to 8th connection, plus unblocking your 7th to 8th connection. So then I just want to quickly do physical body system only. I'll just do it really quickly, and then astral body system only. We did it slower in the last healing, but so I'm just imagining your physical body aura, your physical body, and your physical body 7th to 8th connection. And I'm just melting, making sure there's enough melted away the group pain, healthy and gentle amount of group pain that's melting away. Okay, that was the physical system. So then the astral body system. So your astral body aura, your astral body grounding, your 7th to 8th connection from your 8th chakra to your astral body 7th chakra in the top of your astral body head. So I'm just gonna quickly wash out group pain from that. Okay, a couple deep breaths. Okay, so that was a more sped up version than I had done 2 days ago in the first healing. If you want a slower version, you know, it'll be linked below, the healing 1 of 2, if you like that slower version. So anyway, that was clearing group pain first from all your energy system all at once. So the group pain within you, the group pain wrapped around the outside of your auras, the group pain wrapped around the outside of your 7th to 8th connection, plus 7th to 8th connection unblocking. And then I did it just with your physical body aura and grounding and 7th to 8th connection, and then just with your astral body aura and grounding and 7th to 8th connection. The point was to make sure it's, you know, definitely cleared out as much as is healthy and gentle to do right now. So then now I'm going to do the thing that I was talking about more in the intro, where I noticed that even with all that weight lifted off of people, sometimes people had, well, a lot of people had, their energy didn't brighten up as much as I thought it would. And I noticed that it was because their chakras aren't generating enough energy, their major chakras. So it's like a dishwasher that doesn't have enough scrubbing power, you know, in those regular auras. So we want to make the chakras generate more energy, generate enough. So I was looking at what is that, and I noticed that for the chakras and the people that their chakras aren't generating enough energy, it looks a little bit like this. It doesn't look like a scrunchie though. It looks more like a band of hard energy that's like a dark gray, like this. So like say this would be a larger version, larger than life version of your 3rd chakra because it's yellow, right? And so, but they all look the same with like this dark gray band around them, like somewhere in the middle. And I'm just going to call it like a suppressing a chakra suppressor, like this little hard band that just keeps the chakra from generating enough energy so that you don't have enough scrubbing power. So your aura layers tend to be more stagnant, and you could manually clean them, but then the stagnation builds up again more easily because they're not strung dishwashers, scrubbing as much as they can. So the idea would be to remove the the chakra suppressor so that your chakra is unrestrained, and we'll also, if we need to, we'll unblock the rivers and the auras, and especially at the very top and the very bottom, but we'll see what we need to do. So that's the idea. It's, like for any major chakra, 7 astral chakras, 1 through 7, physical body chakras, 1 through 7 along the spine. That's what we're about to do, is just remove the chakra suppressors. Like a hard band of energy that just kind of makes the chakra not generate enough. And typically you could get that suppressing band of energy from a parent at conception. When you start make agreements for the lifetime, one of your parents maybe was suppressed in their own way, and it would be too triggering for them to have a kid that was not suppressed in the same way. So then you get these chakra suppressors. Some parents are the opposite, and they're so kind and altruistic, and they want you to be at your best, and maybe they would even remove all your chakra suppressors early in life. So that's possible as well. But anyway, so we're going to remove any chakra suppressors that you currently have. And the angels do say that it is a healthy and gentle thing to do, because when your chakras generate more, the stagnation goes at the rate that it needs to go. The dishwasher does its job. So we don't have to worry that it's not a gentle thing to do. The angels say it's gentle enough. So, okay, so you can imagine them separately at first, just for information, if you want. So your, chakras 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the round openings are in the front and in the back, right? And they look like round open cylinders. And then your 7th chakra is in the top of your head, and that's oriented differently. The round opening is in the top and in the bottom in there, right? So you, so wait, that was explaining chakra suppressors. And now we will do removing chakra suppressors. Okay, so you have your copies out in front of you, astral and physical. It doesn't matter which side is which. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And just imagine, do you have these bands, of hard energy around the chakras? And that could work for you to imagine it that way, but if that's maybe too detailed, you can just use your intuition and think, well, are my chakras generating enough energy so that my aura layers can be vivid and brightly colored, of the rainbow colors that I want them to be? And you probably already know on some level if your auras are vividly, brightly colored or not. So if they're not, that could be part of the reason, is that you have these chakra suppressor bands on them. So anyway, just start running gold light through your chakra suppressor bands if you have any. And just take your time. We're going to just loosen up the bands, and when we're ready, we can just remove them. You could remove them all at once. You could just kind of play around with it and remove some at one time. What I would say is, if you think that, oh, this is a big deal, I don't know if I can do it, remove your 7th chakra ones first, and then your 3rd chakra ones. So 3rd chakra, 7th chakra, because that's if you only do 2, those would be the best ones to do. So, may as well start with the ones that would give you the most bang for your buck, So 7th chakra, just be aware of the chakra suppressor bands that make them not generate enough. Lift that band off. So it would look like, your 7th chakra would be purple, and then you just lift the band off and give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. right? So get rid of that scrunchie. Lift off the band from your 7th chakras if you have one, and angels, here you go. You can say too, angels help me to have my major chakras generate all the energy I need. Because that's the whole point of this exercise. Right? So then imagine your 3rd chakras, right? And yellow is a good color for your 3rd chakras. And it's inside there, not in front. And so imagine if you have chakra suppressor bands wrapped around your 3rd chakras and just surround them in gold light and lift off the bands and give them to your angels. Right? So just like this. So just surround that chakra suppressor band in gold light and then lift it off, give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. So then you have your 3rd chakra that's free to generate a lot more energy. So take off those chakra suppressor bands for your 3rd chakras, give it to your angels. And then you can do it for the other chakras. Do it however you want. If you want to do them all at once, if you want to do one at a time. I'll probably do them one at a time, like 6 and 6. So 6 chakra suppressor bands so that you can have more non-judgment and clairvoyance. Angels, here you go. Fifth chakra bands so that your 3rd chakra, you can have more inner peace and better communication with self and others. So take off the suppressor bands if you have any off those chakras. Angels, here you go. So your throat chakras can generate enough energy to have vivid flowing 5th layers. Okay, and then 4th chakra, nice color for that is green, any shade of green you like. And so go ahead, imagine if you have any chakra suppressor band wrapped around your 4th chakra and just lift that out with gold light, give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. So that way you can have more self-love, more enthusiasm and motivation. Your 4th chakras can generate enough energy to have a vivid, flowing 4th layer. We already did 3rd chakra, but just in case you didn't, check your 3rd chakra's physical and astral body. Do you have any chakra suppressor bands there, lessening the flow? Lift those off, give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. So your 3rd chakras can generate enough energy. Of course, you can still, like when you need to sleep, you can slow your 3rd chakras down. But this way, they'll be able to generate enough energy when you need it. All right, 2nd chakra, which is below your belly button, maybe an inch or so. Emotions, emotional wellness, sexuality, and sensuality. So very useful for quality of life. Imagine both your 2nd chakras. Orange is a really nice color for your 2nd chakras if you want to set it to your favorite shade of orange. And then be aware if you have any chakra suppressor bands on there and just surround them in gold light, lift them off, give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. So again, 2nd chakra has to do with emotions, sexuality, and sensuality. So even like enjoying the taste of food, emotional wellness. So lift off any chakra suppressor bands that you may have and give to your angels. Angels, here you go. You want your 2nd chakras to be able to generate enough energy. Doesn't mean you're going to cry all day. That's the opposite. When you have too many blocks in your 2nd chakra, it could lead to emotional instability. But if you have enough energy of yours flowing through your 2nd layer, that cleans it out. So then you just have more even, stable emotions. Yay. So your 2nd chakras, lift off any chakra suppressor bands. Angels, here you go. So that your 2nd chakras can generate enough energy so you can have vivid, flowing 2nd layers. And now 1st chakras, at the base of your spine, abundance, safety, and courage. So check those out. Red is a very nice color for your 1st chakra, so you can set it to your favorite shade of red. check for any chakra suppressor bands. So again, it would be like, you know, first chakra would be red. So imagine if this is red. And then the suppressor band is like this, like a dark gray, most likely a grayish black. And so just be aware if you have any of those chakra suppressor bands, and just surround them in gold light and ease them off. Give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. Any other devices that lessen the flow in your first chakra, just lift all those out. Angels, here you go. Any hard devices at all around your first chakras, just lift those out. Angels, here you go. Because you want your first chakras to be able to generate enough energy. So it's like a nice strong dishwasher for your first layer. So you're surrounded with courage and abundance. Again, any suppressing devices or bands wrapped around your first chakras, go ahead and loosen that up with gold light. And just say, angels, help me do this to the extent that's healthy and gentle. And then just go ahead and lift off those devices. Angels, here you go. Lift them off. Angels, here you go. And then you can imagine your chakras together, your astral fitting into physical. And then you can check chakra fit, meaning sometimes you have energy blocks that just make it so that the astral, say fourth chakra, doesn't fit fully and nicely into your physical fourth chakra. So just imagine any energy blocks in the way of chakra fit and move those to the side. Give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. Any chakras, any blocks in the way of healthy chakra fit that are healthy and gentle to get rid of, just imagine those blocks, move them to the side. Angels, here you go. So chakra fit, imagine any blocks in the way of that, move them to the side. Angels, here you go. So breathe, check out your spine. Breathe up and down your spine. You can also just imagine your spine all the way down to your sacrum. I guess since I have my beautiful diagram, we may as well use it, of the pelvic bones. So imagine your spine above that, all the way up to the base of your skull. And then that's the bottom part of your spine would be your sacrum right there in the diagram. So just imagine your whole spine all the way up and down, run gold light through it. And yes, you can run red earth energy all the way up and down your spine. Anywhere in your body is red earth energy is nice. Red is a nice body color. So meridians, bones, nervous system, everywhere. Red earth energy and gold light. And then that sacroiliac joints right there in between the sacrum and your ilium bones. Lots of gold light there. And then your ilium bones, which are basically, they form the bowl of the pelvic bones, the bones of the pelvis that we were talking about. So just run gold light through your ilium bones. And then in your hip joints, there you go. The hip joints, just run gold light through there. So all the way up and down your spine, and your ilium bones, basically the whole pelvic bowl area. Those bones that form your pelvis, these ilium bones, your sacrum at the end of your spine. So you have that bowl, and then we'll go ahead and unblock that bowl by lifting out any energy blocks within the bowl. So just lift out those blocks, give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. So you'll be aware of that bowl that is formed by your bones there in the diagram, and just you can have energy blocks sitting in the bowl that are actually shaped like a bowl or shaped like a big ball. But you don't really have to worry about what they're shaped like. Just lift out energy blocks from your pelvic bowl and give it to your angels. Angels, there you go. Lift out the blocks. Angels, there you go. So a couple deep breaths. So that was just a whole bunch of stuff that we did. We did removing of the chakra suppressing little devices that I was talking about, so that your chakras generate enough energy so that you can have more vivid aura layers and better flow, less stagnant energy, because your chakras, your major chakras, would generate enough energy to, if not instantly, over time, get you unblocked more and more and more. Obviously, you can do your own unblocking with gold light, by spending time doing energy healing, but it's nice if your chakras just on an ongoing basis, help you out with that. So we did that, and then we kind of eased into a little bit of spine healing, and then a little bit of pelvic bowl unblocking. We did chakra fit too before the spine stuff. Just real quickly. All right. Good job. Woohoo. So, take deep breaths. See how you fit. See how you feel. See how your auras feel. How are you doing? You can redo your grounding, red, orange, yellow, red or orange or yellow. See how that feels. So we can unblock the chakra rivers. I think that still would be good to do. I was checking to see if it was even necessary. But I think we could do like a quick version of it. So I explained in the intro what chakra rivers are. Basically, it's the distance between the chakra itself and that aura layer that it corresponds with, that it works with. So like fourth chakra, your fourth layer is, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So that distance is your fourth chakra river in the front. And then there's a back fourth chakra river between the back of your fourth chakra and that fourth layer. And it's just nice to keep that unblocked, because your fourth chakra is trying to pull the energy in front. And so if there's a bunch of blocks sitting right there, then it just gets in the way and makes it harder on your chakra, right? So the rivers are going to be, in this area and in this area, right? So we can just quickly unblock that area right in front and in behind all the chakras, the chakra rivers. And that seventh chakra river is oriented differently. There's an upper chakra river, seventh chakra river, and a lower chakra river that goes from the bottom of your seventh chakra all the way down to here. So that the river flows up this way and then up this way and then flows downward and then goes back up. So the seventh chakra river is pretty different. But anyway, you can unblock it with gold light, just like the other rivers. So what are we doing? We're unblocking the chakra rivers, which is the distance between the chakra and the layer that it works with. And if you need to understand chakra flow, I do have a 3-video set, 7 chakras or layers flow, that's generally linked under all these live streams. I'll make sure it is linked under this one. I don't actually say rivers, but I talk about that, the flow. So I talk about that, you know, the 4th chakra pulls it in from here and then puts it out and then it wraps around again. So I just don't think I used that term river at that time. But I explained the flow and all the major chakras and stuff in that video set. So unblocking the chakra rivers to the extent that's healthy and gentle to do right now. And an extra in the very top and the very bottom. All the ore layers. And then that 7th chakra river, I'm going to do that just a touch extra. Especially 7th chakra river for your physical body. It seems like that one's pretty blocked up for some people. Okay, so that was a somewhat quick version with not a ton of explaining of unblocking chakra rivers for all your major chakras. So I think that what we did with making the chakras generate more energy did help to unblock people's spiritual path, but let's do it a little extra. We'll do it quickly then. So unblocking your spiritual path. So your spiritual path is a road that's just for you. So even if you're close to somebody, they have their own spiritual path, you have your own spiritual path. And there's a part of you as a spirit that is on your spiritual path, and you can kind of imagine, like, okay, are you on your path? Are you looking forward? Are you moving forward? You know, which represents you're making progress at the moment. And if you're not on your path, you could be lost, like on a little side road, and you could just say, angels, help me to be on my spiritual path and help me to be moving forward on my spiritual path. And then your angels can kind of pick you up off the side road and put you on your spiritual path. But then, you know, you can just use like a gold tidal wave or gold fire, gold water, and just unblock your path behind you as well as in front of you. Because you want to get rid of any unnecessary stuff from other people. Your path is only for you. So I was looking at somebody, there was a kid that I'm healing that filled out their own survey. And when I do heal your kids, if your kids are old enough and mature enough, they can fill out their own survey. You can give them a link and let them do it or not do it on their own. That's fine. So anyway, one kid that I am healing, she filled out her own survey and she said that she was kind of annoyed and, you know, stressed out. And I looked at that and it looked like her dad was on her spiritual path, had like put these walls on her spiritual path. I don't think he meant to do it. I think he was just like, you know, having a mood or something at some point during the day. And so anyway, but so you can wash off, because, you know, if you're trying to help your kid, being on their spiritual path is just going to make them a lot less present and, you know, less healthy and balanced. So that doesn't help anybody. So just gold light and wash everybody off of your path. And that's another way to nudge yourself forward, is to just remove the obstacles that are unnecessary on your spiritual path so that it's easier to move forward. All right, so that was a quick version of unblocking your spiritual path. Good job. I'm going to look at a sample person for a minute, so I'll be quiet. Okay. So I was looking at the sample person that the angels picked for me to look at, and one of the people I'm healing, and his aura was definitely brighter and more colorful now because of the healing. But when I looked at him on his spiritual path, it looked like he was chained to the side of his path, and so he was not moving forward. He was sort of held in place by this chain. And it looks like it's self-punishment that he had from earlier in this life. So, it is possible, even just subconsciously, to get caught up in regret or fear or, like a feeling of being not good enough, or, maybe you don't deserve something or whatever. Maybe somebody just does a head trip on you and you feel like you're not worthy, whatever. Right? So that could have happened in this life or past lives. So you could just imagine yourself on your spiritual path, that road that's just for you. And if there's anything keeping you from moving forward in a really healthy way right now, you can imagine it like that guy with, chains, something chaining you to the side of your path or chaining you down to the ground, so you can't move forward, right? And, probably some of it is, like that guy, some sort of guilt or self-punishment or, regret. There are a lot of things it could be, but, we're imagining what's healthy and gentle to get rid of right now, right? So anything that holds you in place or slows down your forward movement on your path, right? You can just say, angels, help me to clear this. If it's healthy and gentle for me to clear, help me to clear it. And then just wrap gold light all around whatever it is, if it's a bunch of chains, and just lift off the chains and give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. So one more time, you can imagine yourself on your path, and if there's anything slowing down or stopping your forward progress on your path that doesn't belong there, maybe like some old shame or guilt or grief or fear or anger or whatever, self-punishment, just wrap gold light around it and lift it out. Give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. You know, maybe there's something you're trying to drag forward with you that's behind you. So you can look for that. And if there's anything behind you that you're having to drag forward, you can surround that in gold light and lift it out. Give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Again, any burden that you're trying to drag forward with you and maybe it's slowing you down, making it harder. So just wrap that in gold light and give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. All right, cool. So that was getting rid of any burden blocking your forward movement, blocking your progress on your path. So it could look like chains maybe. And it could be any number of energies like guilt or self-punishment or shame or fear or anger or grief, etc. So it could be a whole bunch of junk. So anything blocking your forward movement on your path, we just, to the extent that's healthy, gentle, we imagined whatever it was and gave it to your angels. Good job. Woo, 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 woo. Let's clear stebs. Just because, we talk about a lot of different things in these healings. And so that can trigger some deeper stuff, and we want to make sure it all clears. I want you to feel, as capable and empowered as possible. Even though we talked about all this, stuff, issues, we don't want you to feel like a hot mess or anything, right? That's no fun. So clearing stebs is what I call it. Stubborn triggered energy blocks. So energy blocks that are triggered that still haven't cleared despite all the clearing that we've already done, which is a lot. So just put out in front of you copies of all your stubborn triggered energy blocks. They can look like bricks or big piles of rocks or whatever. And it represents all the energy that you still have triggered that's just not clearing. And bring up red earth energy and soak these blocks with red earth energy and use gold light to melt cords going into these blocks from other people and from you. So use gold light, melt away all the cords, and then use gold light and melt the blocks themselves, or blow them up if you're healing yourself. So again, these are stubborn triggered energy blocks, still triggered, not clearing. And so you just melt the cords first, and then you melt the blocks. And you can put a new batch out. If you have any more stubborn triggered energy blocks that you need to clear, bring up red earth energy, soak them in red earth energy, gold light. Use the gold light to melt cords going into them from yourself or from other people. And use more gold light to melt the blocks themselves. One thing I want to do, which is similar to that, is there's it's probably a baseball expression or something, but it's an expression my husband uses. He says it's a rally stopper. Like you can have this, where you're like kind of motivated and in progress with something, and then all of a sudden, your progress just stops. And it doesn't go forward. So a rally stopper. So you can have energy blocks that function as rally stoppers. that, you know, like you're gonna do your taxes, but then these energy blocks trigger and suddenly you do 5 other things and you don't do your taxes. Or you're gonna fold your laundry and put it away, and all of a sudden these rally stopper energy blocks, you know, trigger, and, you know, you waste time on Twitter for 2 hours instead, you know. So rally stopper energy blocks that really like slow your roll about as far as like your momentum, your progress. And they can be like not even really significant, you know, but it's enough, you know, to just derail your focus, and all of a sudden you're thinking about 5 other things, and, you know, and that's that. So we're going to clear rally stopper energy blocks. Clear rally stopper energy blocks. Okay, so just pile all the rally stopper energy blocks out in front of you. And like I said, it's not like they're the worst blocks you've ever cleared ever. I mean, they're not. It just so happens that that's what triggers and gets you, you know, not doing what you want to do or what would be best for you. So soak these rally stopper energy blocks in red earth energy. Use a lot of gold light to melt any cords going into them from other people. Especially if you talk to other people about, you know, your lack of motivation or how you got derailed from something, they might be cording these blocks, which is okay. You can just melt the cords with gold light. So melt the cords going into them, and then you can blow up these rally stopper energy blocks if you're healing yourself, or just use gold light to melt them. If you have any left over that aren't clearing, you can hand them to your angels. Say, angels, can you help me with these? All right, so one more time, if you have another batch that's healthy and gentle to clear of your rally stopper energy blocks, put your rally stopper energy blocks out in front of you. Bring up red earth energy, soak them in red earth energy. Sorry about that, my phone is noisy. Soak your rally stopper energy blocks in red earth energy. Use gold light to melt cords going into them. And then melt the blocks themselves, or blow them up, or hand them to your angels. And if you still have some rally stopper energy blocks in the way of you, you know, having your productive momentum and your enthusiasm and your motivation, just hand these blocks to your angels. Angels, can you help me with these? Deep breath, breathe into everywhere. Your auras, your chakras, your feet, your toes, your fingers. Do a stretch if you need it. You can redo your gold buffer zones. Gold light everywhere throughout all your auras, through both your groundings. Unblock the back of your chakras, you know, gold light back here. Unblock the backs of 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Unblock your 7th chakra a little extra. Just enjoy your flow. Be in your body. And you can say, as we wrap up, say, angels, can you give me healing? And you can say, angels, can you help nudge me forward? All right, that's a healing. Good job. You're really amazing. Woo woo, good job. All right. So we can do a brief discussion if you have any questions about, you know, nudging yourself forward or about something that I said in the healing. If you have any comments about how this healing was for you, how you're doing right now, you can provide context if I healed you and you healed yourself, or you just healed yourself. And if I can't get to your comment because I don't have time, you could repost it under any video at any time, and I will get to it when I get a chance, and I will post a reply. Alrighty. Someone says hello from rainy Ireland. Hello to you too. Someone says tuning in from Chicago. Hello, hello, hello. Thanks for the pretty emojis. Okay. Chakra. Someone says chakra band removal technique is very cool. I needed this. Thank you, Janet. You're welcome. I'm glad you like it. Someone says thank you so much, Janet. Loved the band work. Oh, nice. So removing the suppressing bands from the chakras. I'm going on a sewing retreat this weekend. How about that? A sewing retreat this weekend. And I'm nervous, which is common when I go on a trip. What's up with that? Well, generally when you're nervous, you need to clear stabs. And sometimes you have chakra damage, like lower chakras when you're nervous. So right now I don't think you do have chakra damage, but just looks like some cords going into first layer energy blocks in the front. She could work the front of your first layer, but also work the pelvic bowl, that we did. Work that, the pelvic bones and the energy block, if there are any energy blocks within that area. Just, lift them out, blow them up, whatever you need to do. Just because the more you're in your pelvis, the easier it is to clear out in front of there. So, all right. So this is, I feel great. Thank you. Oh, good. Good, good, good. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see on surveys, you don't have to know if a certain technique helped you, but it'd be interesting to see, people's energy level, if the energy level, continued or it was just for like an hour after the healing, Of course, too, sometimes, life happens, like your sister whacks the crap out of you, 5 hours later, and then you'd need to redo your 4 essentials, your aura repair, chakra repair, creative ring repair, grounding work. So just a heads up. Advanced people know that, but sometimes beginners and intermediate people, they're like, if they don't feel good the next day, they think it's because of the healing, and they forget that, their family's a bunch of hateful whackers. But, just redo your 4 essentials and it should be okay. Alrighty. The 4 essentials, which we did at the start of this healing. And we always do at the start of the healing. Someone says, my son is feeling a lot better nowadays. Oh, good. Sorry, I did not fill out the survey. How did my adult kids do? I also followed along. How did I do? The whole thing of removing the chakra bands, your daughter's going to work more on it in her sleep because the suppressing bands on her physical 321 are still there, not astral 321, and all the other ones got lifted off. But her angels felt like it would be it just made sense for them to work on her inner sleep with her for those lowered chakras 3, 2, and 1 of her physical body chakras, to work on that within the next couple days, just to make it a little more gradual for her to pace out her learning and change. So, which is fine. But she did remove a lot of them. Your son, he had already removed from like 7, 6, and 5, astral and physical. Those chakras were generating enough, but 4, 3, 2, 1, astral and physical had the suppressor bands on them still. But he removed all of those in this healing. He likens it to getting air put in your bicycle tires. And he's saying, I didn't realize I was riding on flat tires before, but now his tires are much nicer. Anyway, so they liked it. You did great. Um, your physical second and first chakra still have the suppressor bands on them, but all the others lifted. So you could just work on that with the angels over the next, day or 2 or 3, and just keep working that for your physical first and second chakra to remove the suppressor bands so that, that should help your physical second and first layers get more vivid and full of energy, full of your energy. Hope that helps. Someone says, "Hi, Janet. I healed myself. Can you see how I did? Thank you." Sure. As far as chakra suppressor bands, yeah, you removed them all. You did have them, and you removed them all from all your major chakras, astral and physical. So, and you're moving forward on your path more swiftly, more directly, in a more efficient way. Before it was kind of like a wavy forward movement. So yeah, looks good. Good job. Someone says, "Thanks, Janet." You're welcome. Someone says, "Thank you, Janet. I feel peppy and cheery after the healing." That's good. Felt an energetic spaciousness when you cleared pelvic bone area. Question: woke up at 2 a.m. last night and couldn't fall back asleep. Wasn't sure why. For some reason, the angels want me to explain. Like sometimes I call that. I think somebody sent me once, like in a long time ago, that it used to be more common for people to wake up in the middle of the night and do a whole bunch of stuff and then go back to sleep. And that was like a very common thing. It wasn't considered a sleep disorder. So I sometimes, I'll wake up because a lot of times I'll want to drink a lot of, catch up on my hydration in the evening when, so obviously I'm going to be waking up at some point to go to the bathroom. And I have to take out my senior dog right there in the middle of the night anyway, because she can't. It's not a good idea to not do that. She yeah, long story. But anyway, so I'm taking my dogs out anyway. So I call that the in-between time. I don't know that that's what they used to call it years ago, but that's what I call it, the in-between time. So sometimes I'll do a bunch of stuff in the in-between time. I'll order something on Amazon I've been meaning to order. I'll, transfer money to different accounts. I'll start some sprouts, I'll, whatever. But sometimes it's just, wham bam, get back to sleep. So I think your in-between time, there was like stuff that you were thinking of doing, but then you're like, oh, I shouldn't do that because I have to go back to sleep. And so there was like this weird thing where you're like, you had this motivation to do something, and then you're like, no, I need to sleep. This is terrible. I'm not sleeping. So it just seems like you had this inner conflict about it, like that you had motivation to do something, but you refused to do it. And so then you're just pissed that you're not sleeping. So it's up to you, but maybe, some kind of a brief in-between time thing, you could write in your journal about, just validate how much you've grown in the last year, or, think about something you're grateful for, or, do a little stretching, just calming stretching, obviously not stretching that's gonna, get all your blood pumping. Don't do any cardio or anything. But it seems like sometimes that in between time, your spirit wants to do something, like awake, so it's up to you, but it seems like that's what was going on. Sometimes there is just, a being or something or some energy blocks. You clear that and you go right back to sleep, but your angels wanted me to explain the whole in between time thing. So I think I think there is some kind of small, non stimulating, little procedures that your angels and you maybe feel like doing during your in between time. Just quick stuff because you probably have to wake up at a set time because of your kids. But anyway, hope that helps. So is this feeling less sleepy today? Oh, good. Thank you for the healing. You're welcome. My boss has come to me with a position role change just before the healing. Interesting. Not the direction I want to go, but could be a good learning opportunity. Yeah. Yeah, that seems to be that your angels type that last part. um, they're just maybe just clear your triggers. What gets triggered by thinking of doing that particular new job role, and just clear your triggers for a few days if you have the luxury of time with that. Otherwise, clear them really fast tonight. But yeah, your angels seem to be giving a thumbs up about it. Like they say the phrase like hidden opportunities. So there's that. So it says, thanks for the feedback, Janet. How did my sister do? She's been particularly invasive recently. Yes, she has been. She got rid of her chakra suppressor bands on everything but physical 4321. Those are still there. She is going to work more with her angels in her sleep about it. So that should help. Because, yeah, physical 4321, that's a big deal. So maybe just you could keep an eye on that. But I think her angels do give me a thumbs up. Like within a few days, they should be off. Removed. The little suppressor bands from her physical 4321. She is moving forward more than she was. Her angels say that there's just like some speed bumps on her path. Like there's some things that she needs to learn which are a little more challenging, and that it's somewhat temporary how invasive she is with you. Like once she gets through a couple more challenges, then she should look at you differently. Like she'll have a stronger sense of herself as a person and as a woman and as an adult. It's like she's growing up. Okay, so someone says, thanks for the healing. The part about being chained to something old on your path was something I needed to hear. Do you think people might identify with the way the energy blocks affect them? I think I've grown so used to some of that stuff that I hang on even when I would like to let go. Yeah. Your question's a little convoluted though, but I would just say keep working it. Yes, that what you realized is true. And yeah, I think there are things that are familiar that people just keep because they're afraid of change. And consciously they just feel like, whoa, that's the way it's always been. Like all these chakra suppressor, bands on people's chakras, it's not like, I mean, a lot of those people were feeling better than they were before. So they still were progressing. It's just not as much as they could, so then you remove the bands, hopefully then they'll have even more energy and progress in a more reliable, consistent way. So, but yeah, I would do that exercise more, especially if it resonated with you. But yeah, you're not alone in. Yeah, that's why I do these little, imagine this, imagine that, because then you're like, oh yeah. It's sort of the essence of energy work is to help you be aware of what you kind of knew was there, but you didn't pay attention to. Someone says, thank you, Janet, you're welcome. And as people get more advanced in their energy healing of themselves, they get good at doing that for themselves and saying, okay, well, I'm going to now be aware of something that will really help me have a better day, but otherwise I wouldn't even notice it. I wouldn't even bother clearing it, you know. And so you get used to like playing that kind of game with your mind yourself, you know, and teasing yourself into productive, you know, awareness realizations. Anyway, so it says, thank you, Janet, you're welcome. So this is, hi, Janet, thank you for this healing. I do feel more flowy, especially in my third chakra. Cool, cool, cool. But I cling to energy blocks on autopilot and it becomes painful. Why is that? And how did we do today? Meaning you and your family members. Yeah, cling to energy blocks on autopilot and it becomes painful. Yeah, yeah, that's why energy healing is good. Yeah, clinging to energy blocks. Yeah, that I mean, I think that's pretty much the definition of resistance. You know, is you just cling to ways that you're stuck. But you know, as you're getting more advanced, you're learning how to ease yourself out of that. You know, think of being the flow. You know, like think of that you're a fish and you can't swim through rock. You need to swim through water. You need flow in your space. You know, think of easing yourself out of the panic. You know, imagine the most panicked parts of you and give those parts of you healings. You know, I mean, that's how you get more advanced in your self-healing, is you acknowledge those parts of you that are clinging onto the blocks, because that's very common. It's not just you. Your family members, again, with your daughter, like, I know it sounds funny, but don't do like small table communication with her. Do park bench communication with her. So you're not like in her face. Like just sit on a park bench so you're looking and just looking at something when she's looking at something, you know, and just let it be that more diluted way of communicating with her, because then she feels more at ease. She feels more able to be herself. She doesn't feel your expectations about who she should be. And she can just, you know, show you more who she is, and just, you know, there won't be, because sometimes you get a little too much in her face and she doesn't like that directness, and it causes her to kind of act out, and then you guys don't get along. So try to keep doing the park bench communication with her. Your daughter still has the chakra suppressing devices on astral and physical 3, 2, and 1, but she will work on that more with her angels. And we'll do it again probably in the next triplet set. So in case it hasn't cleared before then, it'll, you know, work on it more in the next triplet. But her angels do say that they're going to work on it with her inner state. But she did lose the chakra suppressing devices on 7 through 4, astral and physical. So that's nice. And your mom, she lost all of them. She got rid of all her chakra suppressing devices. It's cute. She gives me a thumbs up. All right, cool. Someone says, I rested and slept throughout the healing. That's nice. I feel great. I think I'm releasing and progressing extra more with this set. What can I do further to feel even better? And you mentioned your initials. As far as removing the chakra suppressing devices, you did 7 through 3, 2 and 1, astral and physical, still are there. So the chakra suppressing devices on your physical second and physical first chakras, and astral second and astral first, are still there. So, you know, that's not like horrifying or anything. Just, you know, take your time, use gold light, and have angel help, and just, you can remove those. But you removed all the others. And that thing about when we did the looking on you and your path, or first we unblocked it, but then we looked at the burden that's kind of holding you in place on your path. That exercise you could do more. Just imagine, you on your path and what's like holding you in place or slowing your forward movement. And just imagine it like, chains or whatever, and just lift them out, give them to your angels. You could redo that one a bunch over time, maybe a few times a week. Could be nice. Someone says, hi Janet, any angel advice to deal with some upcoming weed withdrawals that might end me up in jail, LOL. It sounds very dramatic. Yeah, I mean, I think you're sort of addicted to drama. You create drama in a lot of different ways. You just said, do suppressor bands come back quickly? No, they do not. Typically, no. You could have removed one and then now you're noticing a different one that you had. You could have multiple ones. So if you still see some, you can work on removing them over time with your angels and gold light. But yeah, I would say, there's always some big drama. You always have like at least 3 big dramas that you're working on. And some of them, to you consciously, they seem like other people created that drama in your life, but they keep happening over and over and over. Like you're in a drama creating, drama manifesting pattern. So try to you can do it like how we do chakra repair. Just imagine all your chakras, major and minor ones, and just take out the drama blocks that keep manifesting drama for you, to the extent that's healthy and gentle. But just remove your drama blocks and blow them up. Remove your drama blocks and blow them up. So that, because it's always one thing or another. So just, I would say, work on it on that underlying level of just clearing the drama pattern, the recurring drama patterns. And then, of course, keep doing your 4 essentials, because sometimes, you might not do them for a couple days, and then that's when your drama gets really giant. All right, so I hope that helps. Someone took away their message. Someone says, thank you for the healing. I am usually present and laughing during the healing, but I felt like a party pooper today, as if I didn't give my 100% or I sat it out. Any angel advice? Thank you. Yeah, there's like a little side road to your path that you were stuck on. So you can imagine your spiritual path and imagine the side road that you were stuck on, and you can just give a little healing to that part of you, and then you can just put like really bright gold, bright sparkly gold, and maybe whatever other favorite rainbow color you have on your actual path, and like ask your angels to help you to put yourself back on your path. It's not really about the healing, why you were on the side road, stuck on your side road, but obviously it affects your enjoyment of the healing. So just, have your angels. There you go. Yeah, so, and then maybe just keep unblocking your grounding for the next couple hours, because you'll be releasing a lot to catch up. So just keep unblocking your grounding. Someone says, thank you for the feedback. You're welcome. Someone says, hi, Janet. Thank you for the group healing. As I try to figure out why I am where I am, what is getting in the way of me focusing on being pro? I think you're talking about being a pro reader healer. You can talk to your angels about if that's a short-term goal or a long-term goal. Because, your angels, again, they keep talking about what is the job that you need today versus what is the job that you need 8 years from now. There's what you need versus what you want. And it looks like you're still not on the same page with your angels as far as what jobs are good and realistic and truly supportive for you now in your current present day life. So just look at that. Look at an image of, am I on the same page as my angels? And if not, just keep clearing wounds, keep clearing expectations, keep clearing, healing wounds, clearing blocks, so that you're on the same page as your angels as far as your present life, your present stresses, your present, all your responsibilities, and what jobs, either part-time or full-time, support you considering all your current responsibilities now, today. So I hope that makes sense. So this is great set. It's a big shift since January. Thank you. How'd we do on my energy today? Most of your chakra suppressor bands removed, but the second and first chakra bands of your physical body and then the first chakra band on your astral body are still there. So astral 1, physical 2, 1. So those bands are still there. So you can just work on, over time with your angels, just extra gold light on second and first chakra, astral and physical, just to remove those bands so that those chakras can generate more energy, and so you can have more vividness and more flow, like a strong dishwasher in the second layer and the first layers of your astral and physical auras. But you did great. I mean, you got rid of all the other bands, so that's pretty cool. You are moving forward a lot faster, more focused. It used to be like more of a wavy line forward. Right now it's very straightforward. The creative ring work that we do with like the balloons and making sure, you get rid of all the beings and the melt cords to the people and then get those flaps to shut, that seems to be something your angels really like for you. So you could maybe redo that more, like a few times a week, just that creative ring part, and be real thorough with it. Because your angels say every time you do that, you move forward, like you take a really big step forward. The creative ring, repair and unblocking. So it says, thank you. I've watched your videos on park bench communication multiple times, but I still can't get it. It feels like an alien zone to me. Well, small table people, small table communicators tend to really, they crave that really direct kind of in your face, as if you're in a small table at a restaurant with somebody and they're facing you and they're like really interacting with you and seeing everything about you. And, small table people tend to want everyone to be a small table person, but that's just not the reality of the world. There are a lot of people that feel horrible when you do small table communicating with them, and they react very badly. So just try to acknowledge the reality of life, and that some of your relatives that you're very close to are park benchers, not small table people. I mean, even your mom, ironically, who can be very in your face, she prefers people to be park bench with her. And of course your daughter prefers park bench. So it's foreign to you because you crave being acknowledged and, that deeper level. But, all I can say is if you do park bench with park benchers, it'll be as good as it can get with those people. If you try to force small table communication on park benchers, it turns things very sour. It's not fun at all. So it's, even for a small table person, you're still going to get more of a sense of intimacy if you do park bench with people that need it. You know, if you acknowledge reality, try not to force your small table desires onto people that can't handle it. You could heal your heart chakra more. Because a lot of times, if you're trying to force small table communication on everybody, you're trying to get people to heal you in a way that you need to heal yourself. And that's why it's so compulsive and so like maddening, you know, because you really need that type of healing, and it's something you're supposed to do to yourself, but you're expecting everyone to do it for you. So just heal your heart chakra more, maybe do some inner child healing more often, you know, and that way you'll get the satisfaction that you're craving. So do heart chakra, you know, just unblocking, and fourth layer unblocking, and little inner child healing for yourself, just so you give yourself the nurturing and the attentiveness that you need. Hope that helps. Someone says, hi Janet, thanks for the healing. Feeling pretty good, maybe a little tired. Am I in all my chakras? Yes, you are. Yes, you definitely are. And you did remove your chakra suppressing devices from all your chakras during the healing, which, you know, look a little bit like that. Like a chakra suppressor band. You did remove them from all your astral and physical chakras. A little tired. I think the back of your grounding is blocked up, especially your physical body grounding, the back of your physical body grounding. So just check that out and unblock it. It'll probably be more noticeable if you just look at your physical body grounding only, and then you can see it's really blocked in the back. So it says, thank you. I feel better. Nice to know that I was right about feeling like I was sitting out. I do feel like I can hear, oh, you feel better now that you're on your path and not on the little side road. That's good. That's nice. I do feel like I can hear my angels more, but need more practice with understanding. We'll get there. Yeah, you're making fast progress as it is. So, yeah. Yeah, it's not like instantaneous, all this growth, you know. So you're doing great. You can check that though now, you know, now that you know that was a thing for you to get stuck on a side road, you can keep checking for that. You know, how am I doing today? Is there a side road that I'm stuck on? You know, and it never hurts to say, angels, help me to be on my path today. Help me to be on my path and moving forward on my path. You know. So it says, sorry for another question. You didn't mention how I did today. I think I did. Yeah, I did. I was talking about your chakra suppressor devices, and yeah, I mean, you're moving forward. You're in 7 through 2 right now. Your first layer is very compressed, so you could work on just unblocking your first layer. But yeah, both your groundings are nice. The back of your aura in general could use a little bit of expanding back there. Just like kind of keep combing it out the back of your, it's like if your aura was a hairdo, you know, like it needs to be poofier in the back. Just let it expand. All right, cool. You guys are awesome, and I could film the dog madness, why not? But I'll say goodbye really quickly after I film it because they're a handful. They're a handful. So, the next healings that go on sale on my website will be, all the May and April ones got sold out. There were like a couple left for sale on my website, but they all sold out now. So the next ones that will go up for sale, believe it or not, go on sale April 15th, and those will be June healings. That's so weird to think about. But anyway, they'll go up on my website on April 15th. And if you don't get my news emails, you can email me and ask to be put on my news email list so that I email you right when they go up. But they'll go up roughly, you know, give or take 10 minutes around noon my time, 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern. on April 15th on my purchase page on my website, janetwrightreadings.com. Okay, so here come the dogs. Here come the dogs. Okay, Abel, come on. Come on, buddy boy. Alrighty, so here's everybody. There's Daisy in her onesie. There's Abel with the cone on. And Izzy is over there in the back corner. There he is. There's Izzy right there, scratching himself. There's Izzy. Okay, and there's Daisy right there. There we go. Hey, Daisy. And Abel's ignoring us all on the bed over there. All right, you guys are amazing, and I hope you're enjoying spring so far. Take care, and the next group healing is in April, April 7th.